Howdy, we are Team 20 and we will be debating which mosquito species, Culex quinquefasciatus or Aedes albopictus, is more dangerous to humans. My name is Allie and I will be defending the Aedes albopictus mosquito.
Howdy, my name is Houston and I will be defending the Culex quinquefasciatus mosquito. The Culex quinquefasciatus mosquito, also known as the southern house mosquito, is a species of quickly growing concern, especially for those in tropical regions or areas with high seasonal temperatures. This species of mosquito can be found in 29 states in the United States. The Culex mosquito is a medium-sized mosquito, about 4 millimeters in length, and is predominantly golden brown in color. The Culex quinquefasciatus eggs, lacking drought-resistant characteristics, their eggs can be found just about anywhere in the right tropical climate with standing water. This species is only one of the 3 Culex species with a full sequenced genome. The diet of this mosquito starts off at the beginning of the life cycle in the larva stage, when filter feeders are used as a food source technique. Adults will consume a carbohydrate-heavy meal or a blood source. The Culex mosquito is very detrimental to the public due to being a key vector for many extremely harmful pathogens such as lymphatic disease, West Nile virus, diarrhea, Rift Valley fever, and the St. Louis virus. Every year, Culex mosquitoes cost an average of 1.3 billion loss in productivity, and another 1.3 billion people are at risk due to the species-able transmission manner. With this mosquito feeding on both humans and birds, many salvactic arboviruses are transmitted from migratory birds to humans. Due to the species having such a high adaptability, new and improved chemical and biological control methods are becoming increasingly expensive and difficult to obtain.
Aedes albopictus, a species of mosquito, is an incredibly harmful invasive insect that has been causing extensive damage all across the world and is quickly spreading to many uninhabited regions. This species originated deep within the tropical forests of Southeast Asia and has quickly spread to every continent. It has spread to 17 US states and 122 countries within the past decade. The reason this species is so difficult to eradicate and control is due to the issues such as trade and travel globalization, climate change, absence of reliable control methods, and the species' heightened resistance to effective pesticides. Due to its resilient and aggressive nature, this species has been given the nickname the tiger mosquito. Not only that, the mosquito has been listed among the top 100 worldwide invasive species. The A. albopictus is a vector for over 22 arboviruses that are considered etiological agents of human diseases, many of which are fatal. Some examples include flavivirus, phlebivirus, orbovirus, alphavirus, and picornavirus, which are agents of human encephalitis, West Nile fever, yellow fever, chikungunya, dengue, diarrhea, and more. The mosquito is causing dangerously increased levels of vertical transmission of pathogens and viruses, some of which are being introduced to areas unbeknown in the respective regions before. In Italy, this species has actually become known as the most ecologically and economically problematic invasive pest due to its range and effect on public health within the past few years. It is imperative that more research is done on the mosquito to determine control methods to prevent further harm to the public, especially within poorer and less medically advanced regions.
Yes, the Aedes albopictus is indeed very harmful, and it is seen that both insects are strong vectors for very harmful pathogens to humans and can both survive in both very unfavorable conditions. Some of the Wucheria bancrofti and Diarrhea emidus, A. albopictus, also seem to have a largely spread population. However, the Culex species, being a nocturnal biting behavior, increases the number of diseases transmitted in some urban and suburban areas with dense mosquito populations. With such large populations of people being affected by the nocturnal feeding pattern, many individuals are completely unprepared or simply are unable to afford the preventative measures to protect themselves from the harmful diseases passing them at night.
Although Culex quinquefasciatus is an undeniably dangerous species of mosquito, the force of the Aedes albopictus mosquito cannot be ignored. One of the most influential physiological characteristics of the species is its strong adaptability to many different types of hatcheries, even in unusually hostile areas. This is due to its high ecological plasticity. Adults can even breed in various environments, and the eggs are able to withstand unfavorable conditions such as droughts and extreme cold. The primary environment that Aedes albopictus can be found in is urban or suburban areas. Unfortunately, due to the large populations within these regions, this species has become one of the most aggressive and dangerous vectors for many pathogens and diseases in the world. The species' urban and suburban distribution is forcing scientists to pay close attention to the spread of this mosquito species, since, if left unmonitored, could lead to transmission of diseases and viruses, possibly fatal or very harmful to the public health.
So the Culex quinquefasciatus is also heavily populated within urban and suburban regions, especially Brazil, where various socioeconomic and environmental issues are rising. However, Culex takes advantage of how accelerated and unsystematic urbanization has become. Primary within tropical low-income areas, female Culex have a very rapid and heightened parity rate, producing almost 5 to 17 generations of eggs within 1 year. In order to lay so many eggs per year, females develop gonotrophic discordance, a phenomenon in which multiple blood meals are consumed at once within an egg-laying cycle. There is an immediate need for biological or chemical control to eliminate mosquito breeding grounds, or at least reduce them. The World Health Organization has launched a technique manual that focuses on control over predominant mosquito vectors through the prevention of reproduction and dispersion.
Although Culex has proven a worthy contender of being named the more dangerous species of the two, more factors than past efforts must be considered. There is another largely important factor to consider when deliberating which species is more dangerous to humans than the latter. Aedes albopictus has been seen to reinfest many places that have formerly eradicated the mosquitoes from the area. This species was eradicated from many countries within the 1960s due to a funded worldwide campaign project that was backed by a large political platform and community engagement for the eradication of the species. However, the level of monitoring and funding was not held, and now all of those places have been reinfested in some way. In some areas, the mosquitoes have spread even further than it had been when it was eradicated. Trade and travel globalization play a large role, since the species utilize the international used tire trade as an effective form of distribution to overseas areas, since Aedes albopictus is unable to travel that far of a distance. Another primary reason for the reinfestation of the insect is largely due to the lack of reliable monitoring of the species population and stable control techniques.
The idea of deciding on whether the Aedes albopictus or Culex quinquefasciatus is more dangerous to humans is that they each have their own strengths. Yes, respectively, the Aedes albopictus is a very invasive mosquito that has led up to the spread of many different diseases in its rapidly changing behavior. With the Culex quinquefasciatus, there are many reasons why I feel that make this species of mosquito the most dangerous to humans, including sylvactic arboviruses coming from migratory birds, and through the years of using preventative for mosquitoes that have grown immune to pesticides.
The issue of deliberating whether Culex quinquefasciatus or Aedes albopictus is more dangerous to humans is that both are extremely harmful in their respective ways. However, AE albopictus has so many physiological characteristics that prove the species to be quantifiably more harmful to the human race. These characteristics are allowing the species to overrun countless regions of the world and has an overwhelmingly rapid global distribution. This is leading more and more researchers to monitor and do data collections on populations of AE albopictus to attempt to develop new insecticides and biological and chemical control methods. However, the ultimate consequences and solution for the spread of this species is not yet known due to its biology and viral worldwide susceptibility. In addition, researchers recently developed that this particular species has such a strong tolerance to unfavorable environments that it is able to spread further north into areas with exceedingly low temperatures than most mosquito species. Much research is already being done in order to combat this extremely dangerous species. However, even more can be done so public safety from this invasive pest can be achieved at higher levels than what it is at currently.